signed off this morning on a proposal we have for a new vaccine that is necessary, that works. And tentatively, it is recommended that everybody get it.
There'll be an updated vaccine mid-September. We are going to be encouraging Americans to stay up to date on their vaccines.
Did you hear about the October 10th special election for Oklahoma Senate District 32? If so, you probably saw that there are 4 Republicans in the race and 2 Democrats. But what if I told you that while there are 4 Republicans in name, 3 of them are Republicans in name only? What if I told you that there are actually 5 Democrats and 1 Republican? Let me explain. Let's start with Dr. Jean Hashir. As head of the Got Masks campaign and the Healthier Oklahoma Coalition COVID-19 Task Force, Jean was the voice of Anthony Fauci propaganda in Oklahoma and Comanche County. Jean claims to be the Buck Biden candidate, but Jean helped Biden push the worst of his COVID tyranny propaganda onto Oklahomans. When the Biden administration tried to mandate that all U.S. companies with more than 100 employees had to force their employees to get the experimental mRNA vaccine or be fired, Fox 25 quoted Jean as saying, "We have seatbelt laws, we also have don't drink and drive laws, and those are all very sensible. I think it just falls into the same category. And I sense that President Biden has done this because of so much of the difficulty we've encountered in healthcare with this very issue." Dr. Jean was the head of the Got Masks campaign, a mask mandate advocacy organization she led right here in Oklahoma. Jean testified at the Lawton City Council meeting against lifting the mask mandate, saying,
"It's a pretty straightforward thing, and it should be the Oklahoma standard, and it should be the Lawton standard, by all means, to wear a mask."
She also touted her pseudoscientific Got Masks campaign and said she instructs people to wear masks even in their own homes for up to 2 hours just for practice.
As a physician, I see patients all day long who really just want to yank their mask off. They struggle with it. We talk about it. They really do. And some of you may feel the same way. I see them all day long, and I help them. I say, try at home wearing it for an hour, then gradually build up to 2 hours, and give yourself permission to start to do the right thing. I'm here because I'm going to ask you outright to consider a mandate. It's a public health mandate, though, that we all should give permission.
Hashir pushed Fauci and Biden's COVID propaganda onto Oklahomans every step of the way. Jean also was a registered Democrat until 2014. Would you believe me if I told you that it was possible to be even worse on COVID tyranny than Jean Hashir? Well, let's take a look at Rhino number 2, JJ Francis. During the height of COVID tyranny, JJ complained in an October 1st Southwest Ledger article that Americans don't trust the experts enough. Only in America does a portion of the electorate view science and experts with skepticism and disdain, and accused those who were warning of the coming vaccine mandates of perpetuating a conspiracy theory. JJ thinks you should never question the tyrannical scam artists like Anthony Fauci who call themselves scientists. But it gets worse. Not only did JJ spew Fauci's COVID propaganda, he accused those advocating against mask mandates of being a merry band of misfits who will stop at nothing to pervert our democracy. Really. Now, why would JJ do this? Why would he mock conservative anti-mandate heroes in this way? Well, maybe it has something to do with the fact that he was a Democrat until 2020 when he decided to run for Elgin mayor. JJ has a long history of Democrat policy advocacy online, including opposing constitutional carry in Oklahoma, supporting Obamacare, and attacking liberty heroes in Congress like Thomas Massie. But when a Democrat like JJ looks at the political landscape, he knows that we don't vote for Democrats around here in rural Oklahoma, so he conveniently switched from being a Democrat a few months before the mayoral vote. He may talk a big conservative game in his mailers and ads, but can we truly say that JJ has deeply held, time-tested conservative convictions? Are you ready to entrust your and your family's representation to someone who was a pro-mandate Democrat just 2 years ago? With Biden recently hinting at more lockdowns and mandates, would you entrust yourself, your family, and your business to someone who would mock you as a misfit for protecting your right to manage your own health decisions, which is your God-given and constitutionally protected right? Do you care about preborn babies? In 2020, JJ, as the associate publisher of the Southwest Ledger, published pro-abortion propaganda written by a former Democrat state rep, entitled "Anti-Abortion Legislation is Actually an Anti-Doctor Bill." The article argued for the right of doctors to murder babies, claiming that banning doctors from performing abortions attacks the medical community. From the economy and spending to the most important social issues of our day, JJ is a liberal Democrat through and through, and he always has been. We don't have to spend as much time dealing with Jennifer Ellis because the evidence is so outrageous and speaks for itself. Ellis was a Democrat until 2021 and has donated $2,200 to Joe Biden, $2,700 to Hillary Clinton, $250 to Bernie Sanders, $250 to Elizabeth Warren, $250 to the Democrat Congressional Campaign Committee, $445 to Act Blue, $2,015 to Kendra Horn, $2,250 to Abby Broyles. She has long been a major funder of far-left Democrat campaigns. You may be watching this and thinking, if a bunch of liberal Democrats recently switched to Republican, what are we supposed to do? But this video doesn't only bring bad news, we're bringing good news too. Dusty Deevers is a long-time, battle-tested conservative champion. Remember the conservative activists that JJ mocked as a merry band of misfits? Those were the Southwest Oklahoma Freedom Fighters, a group which Dusty Deevers proudly was one of the leaders of. Remember the Lawton City Council meeting where Hoshier spread Fauci's COVID propaganda, supporting the mask mandate, and bragged about telling people to wear masks in their own homes? Dusty was there that day testifying against the mandates. For years, Dusty has been leading the national fight to abolish abortion, speaking at conferences and rallies across the country. As a pastor, Dusty has led Grace Reformed Baptist Church of Elgin to stand firm against the political and theological liberalism that is creeping into so many churches and denominations. As the owner of Deevers Properties, Dusty knows that we need to get the government off our backs and out of our pocketbooks so that our economy can thrive. Dusty will advocate for comprehensive tax reduction and reform. As a gun owner and expert marksman, Dusty will support SB 736, which would prohibit any agent of Oklahoma from assisting in the enforcement of any federal gun buyback or confiscation program. Dusty is the rock-solid conservative champion and man of Christian morality and integrity that we desperately need at the Oklahoma State Capitol, which is why Oklahoma's leading conservative activists have endorsed him. Dusty is the only candidate endorsed by OK2A, Oklahomans for Health and Parental Rights, and OCPAC Action. In Oklahoma, the primary enemy of conservative policy victories is not Democrats, it is rhinos. If we continue to vote for liberals who know how to say a few conservative things on mailers come election time, our deep-red Oklahoma values will trend purple and then blue even though we have a Republican majority. A Republican majority means little if it is a rhino majority, and our children and grandchildren will pay the price. How much more rhino representation are we willing to stomach? If we don't hunt rhinos today, we'll get the donkeys we deserve tomorrow. With the 2024 election season coming up, Biden and his merry band of depraved tyrants are already signaling their intention to enforce further mandates and lockdowns. Who do you want representing you in the Oklahoma legislature? Those who sided with Fauci and Biden in seeking to enforce masks, vaccines, and lockdowns on Oklahomans? Or a proven conservative warrior who fought tyranny every step of the way? Say no to the Fauci-Biden agenda. Vote for a proven, battle-tested champion for freedom and conservative values. Vote for a man of God who will stand for Christian morality in government and stand against lockdown tyrants on behalf of the people of Southwest Oklahoma. Vote Dusty Deevers for State Senate District 32 on October 10th.
As our Constitution and God's Word assert, government does not give us our inalienable rights. We have them from God.